Well, Michael, this is going to be fun to watch.
This is Wrestling with My Thoughts. Yo, 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 yo. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Wrestling with My Thoughts here on the DFPN. I am Red Like a Queen, Matus Golden Kaylee, joined by Frank D. It's been a long day, bro, so I had to do it. Burn the hell out of it, so. How you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
That's it. You ain't got nothing this week. You ain't got nothing this week.
Nah, I'm just hanging in there, bro.
All right, I guess I'm doing good.
I'll vent at the end of the show.
Oh man! So before we get into the show, man, tonight's all about blood and guts. The good, the bad, the ugly of it. So before we get into it, let's get into the sponsors. Shout out to the Plugs Earbuds. Go to www.gettheplugs.com. We will be having some promo codes for you guys. So stand by for that, and we'll get you guys right with the promo codes. Go to the audioswim.com. Shout out to them because they just put my music out on every platform. So shout out to Audio Swim and Premier Element UAE. Shout out to everybody there. So shout out to the Dat Feeling team. Go to datfeeling.bandcamp.com and subscribe for as little as $3 a day. Not $3 a day, $3 a month, and you will be able to access Dat Feeling's entire library. This episode will be available.
Trying to take everybody's cinemas.
What?
You trying to take everybody's cinemas $3 a day.
Hey, we're trying to feed the hungry children, man. Feed the hungry children. Join the Patreon. This episode will be available on Patreon immediately after this is over with. So that one's also $3 a month. We do have giveaways, which we do have something great to give away this weekend. So we're playing Black Card Revoked, and the winner of that game gets a year worth of Instacart. So join it. We do have merch too. So go to the Teespring, search for Dat Feeling Podcast, purchase you some merch, and you will be good to go. Now, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So, Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
Heavily hyped.
Yes, sir.
Heavily hyped.
Yep.
Overall, it was a good event. Overall, I'll give you that. I'll give it that. It was a good event.
Right.
So they kicked off. They kicked off with Britt Baker, right? Great. Face of the women's division, right? TV time. 5-minute spot.
Mm-hmm.
Cody versus QT Marshall.
Right.
There was a story behind that.
Right.
And I've been reading a lot of complaints on the lack of star power on yesterday's show, but for what it was before the Blood and Guts match, because it was supposed to be 2 hours worth of blood.
Wait. Who said there was a lack of star power?
The internet has.
You forgot. You forgot the show started. So the show started off with Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley.
That's right.
Versus Omega and Michael Nakazawa. Okay.
Right.
You had in that one segment you had the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks.
Right.
So if they're talking about as far as, well, star power as far as wrestling on the show,
right,
that's debatable. Because when you look at it, AEW pretty much last night gave you a pay-per-view show for free.
2 hours. Yeah, for free.
You got to kind of put it in the same perspective that you put it as a NXT takeover event. That's pretty much what it was.
Correct.
So for people to say, "Oh, the star power was lacking," fuck out of here.
Yeah, and the internet's been killing that narrative.
Right.
Like there was
the internet has been killing the wrestling business for years. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, they've been killing it. So, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good lead up to the actual blood and guts match. Now, what I didn't know is what you told me last night was that the matches before the actual blood and guts match were pre-taped. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was watching the show, so it kind of got to the point where I was watching the QT Marshall versus Cody Rhodes match, and I noticed that the sound wasn't adding up to me. Like, they were doing their bumps in the ring, but you could barely hear the ring. So I'm like,
right,
this is kind of sweetened or something. Something's going on with the crowd or whatever. So then it came out later on during the broadcast. Some fan actually took a picture and says, "Hey, we're watching this on the screen." And Tony Khan came out earlier tonight and said that this was taped, but we're going to use you guys' crowd sound as what you hear on the show. So I don't know. I mean, because basically what it is this, okay? My opinion, they should have moved this show, Blood and Guts. They should have came to Texas or something where it's open up, where they could actually have put it inside of an arena, okay?
Right,
and
right.
You could have had live matches, because the big problem that they were having is they were like, well, they weren't going to be able to construct this cage inside Davis Plaza live. It would take too long to do it. The traditional way that it was done in the WCW was they would construct the cage, pre-construct the cage, have the cage hanging from the rafters, and then they would bring it down when it was time for war games.
Right.
Same thing that WWE does with their version of war games, if you call it that.
Right.
So that's kind of where the problem lies, is that they weren't going to be able to construct. Because remember, we were talking about this before. Remember, we thought that it was going to be a one-match show. Everything was just going to be blood and guts, and that was going to be it. But that turned out not being the case. But overall, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's your opinion? You think they should have maybe just saved this for Double or Nothing to actually make a profit? 5,000 people, 5,500 people in Davies Plaza, but you run into the same problem.
Yeah, you're going to run into the same problem.
You can't construct the cage, and you don't want to have every match on the show inside the cage, because that would be copying TNA's lockdown, where every match was in the cage.
Right.
So you can't do that. So I don't know.
Well, here's what you could have did. You could have, and I don't know if this would have worked, moved Blood and Guts because it's right by the field where the Jacksonville Jaguars play. Move that bitch out there.
Yeah. They could have set that up. You're absolutely correct. They could have set that up on the field.
Yeah.
They could have had the fans there, or they could have done it some way. But you're right. They could have used that, set it up, had a small little deal. I mean, hell, when WCW would run the Alamo Dome, they'd only use half of it.
Right.
Same with the Georgia Dome. They don't use half. So AEW, I don't know. It's just, I mean, we're up here playing, Thursday morning quarterback pretty much. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like what they should have done, they know now for next time.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good first step forward, because that was the first time they had done it in that capacity.
Right.
So we talked a little bit before going on there, and Kenny Omega versus Pac versus Orange is where are they going with this?
So I guess they're going by wins and losses, and that's what they said last night when they made the announcement. And as this is unfolding, as Kenny Omega is cutting this trash fucking promo. Jesus, that's why they got Don Callis, man. So the guy don't have to talk. But so they're out there talking, right? And they're trying to put some heat on this match. Hey, listen, I get Orange Cassidy is over. All right, I understand it.
Right.
But Double or Nothing is supposed to be your like big show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we're seriously going in this direction here. I hate to be that guy. Right? That's going to be my new thing. I think it's a t-shirts made for that. I hate to be that guy.
I hate to be that guy.
I hate to be that guy. But the questionable booking that AEW is doing right now, it reminds me so much of WCW 2000. It's a lot of funny shit going on.
Oh,
so
that's bad.
They need to get off the WWE network if they have it in those regions. Get off the network because in the YouTube, because these shows aren't up, except pay-per-views are not up on the network. We don't need to see this. This was the point right here. If you got Kenny Omega, who's the Impact champion, you got the TNA title, AAA title, you got the AEW title, and your top you put Orange Cassidy, nothing against Orange Cassidy, but he's a comedy relief gimmick. That's your guy that you put in there against the so-called Raw Heavyweight champion. That's like,
now,
hey, Roman Reigns, you're the Universal champion. Tonight, sir, we're going to go out there and have you wrestle, I don't know, Doink fucking Clown.
So you don't like this matchup at all?
Oh, I don't like it at all. If they're smart, they'll go with Pac. If they're smart,
they better go with Pac.
They're gonna go with Orange.
Bro, I will lose my shit.
You know what I think is gonna happen, honestly? They're gonna turn this shit into a triple threat.
Don't do that to me.
Watch.
Don't do that.
Watch.
I just know him and Pac would be a better match.
Pac would kill Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I know. And I want that.
Right.
I want that.
But hey, I got to ask you here, Kaylee. So, you've heard the rumors like I've heard the rumors. A certain somebody's contract expired and they're trying to get him to re-sign. So, what do you think the possibility at, Double or Nothing, 5,500 fans filled to capacity if the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, walks out and debuts for AEW?
Hold up. I need a minute. When is his contract up?
Oh my God. Are you really acting like a jabroni right now?
I am, because I'm not up on this news.
When is his contract? You don't keep up with the sheets?
No. When is his contract up?
His contract
is up already?
It's already done. He's technically right now, unless he's re-signed with WWE, he is a free agent right now.
Oh my fucking Jesus.
He can literally show up anywhere he wants to. Unless he re-signs with WWE, which he might very well do. He probably already has. He probably has already re-signed with WWE. So before you start thinking that he might WWE, all right, calm your New Japan hopes down, all right? Because it might not happen. I'm just putting that out there. If yes, man, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, was to show up at Double or Nothing, was to show up at Double or Nothing, and was to show up and confront Kenny Omega.
Oh my God, bro! If this happened, I want this to happen.
Yeah, I know. See how I can come up with ideas just like that?
Oh my God, I will mark the fuck out. I'm not lying to you.
No, I know.
I will mark all the way the fuck out.
It's a very exciting prospect. But what if Danielson has already re-signed with WWE?
I pray to God he has.
Here's the thing, though. What more can Bryan Danielson do at WWE?
Well, that's why they had the career match, right?
Yes, because his contract had expired.
Oh, please, God. And he lost that match, right?
He
He lost.
Yes.
Bring his ass. I want him there. Bring him here.
Well, I mean, if he comes, we can't have him falling on cardboard, can we? And crash pads.
I don't give a shit. I know he'll find a way to make it work. He will make this work.
So apparently you didn't know that this was going down.
No, but it kind of struck me as odd they had that championship versus career match. Because I was like, he's going to fucking lose this match, and then what? They're going to find a way to bring him back. But not knowing that his contract expired.
Yeah, his contract.
Oh.
They're trying to actively right now, for what the sheets are saying. They're trying actively right now to get him to re-sign. I don't know if he's re-signed or not. They're gonna make him a pretty good, sweet deal. But here's the problem with WWE. AEW can counter that shit.
He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there.
Only Bryan Danielson knows.
Oh my God.
So,
bro,
yeah.
I will lose my fucking mind if Daniel Bryan shows up on AEW as the American Dragon.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of fresh matches over there that you can see him do. You can see Danielson versus Omega. You can see Danielson versus a Darby Allin. You know what I mean? You can see Danielson in a feud with Jon Moxley. You can see and another guy that we're forgetting about as well, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Rumored to possibly be making his way back to Impact Wrestling.
I kind of figured that anyway.
Why? Why would you? You've been there and done that.
It's a better climate. And
there ain't no bigger climate, bro, than TNT.
Exactly. But he can become the big dog in that company. He can carry that company, which is what he wanted to do anyway.
Big dog of what?
Who knows?
Your championship is on another show.
Get it back.
Oh, so Samoa Joe versus Samoa Joe can be that guy to say, hey, we want the championship back, and we're going to have Samoa Joe versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. At AEW, what's the next show coming up after Double Red? Was it Full Gear or some shit?
No, it's Fight for the Fallen.
Well, we need pay-per-view.
That is yeah. You're right.
We need pay-per-view. We're trying to make
Full
them. We don't want to have a situation like WCW where we're giving away main events for free and not caring about our pay-per-views.
This is true. But I like the move, honestly. I like it. I'm not against it. Ultimately, I'm not against it.
So back to this situation real quick before we move on to the basically the meats and potatoes. All right.
Yep.
So it better be packed. Something tells me it's going to be Orange Cassidy, and I think that's a mistake. I can't wait to take on this.
I want Pac too, but I'm pretty sure they're going to go with Orange.
They probably will. So, good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that. So, moving on. Before we do that, we're going to take a break. For all the listeners, keep tuning in. If you're watching, keep tuning in. But for everybody else, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on Wrestle With My Thoughts. All right, so moving on. Blood and guts. Blood and guts.
We just call it War Games because that's what the fuck it is.
It is War Games. We can't call it that. We have to call it what they call it. We call it blood and guts.
It was just so crazy to me last night watching this shit. And the announcers, Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone were talking about, oh yeah, back in '87 when Dusty Rhodes sprayed the first blood and guts. And I'm like, oh my God.
We know what this is.
They can't. I get it.
We know what this is.
It's bullshit.
You know what it is.
It's fucking War Game. And it's actually the real War Games.
Yes.
That NXT puts on.
Yeah, it's War Games. It's an enclosed cage. And I love, first and foremost, I want to talk about the likes before we get to why we're really here.
Yeah.
So I like that they had they started off the traditional way, right? So
yes.
you have two men enter, they fight. Yes. Every 90 seconds a new guy comes in. I love that format. I love it.
Right.
I also love how it was a build before they got to the leaders of the factions. The matchups were nicely presented. I love that.
Told that story.
Yeah, they told a really good story in that.
Yeah.
So the build up on everything, and then the violence was like immediate. So it was like blood. We're gonna have blood. They cut Dax open, which he had.
Go ahead. One thing quick. Also, one thing you're missing. I liked the fact that the heroes were wearing white.
Yeah. Traditional storytelling.
Yeah.
Yep. Traditional storytelling. I like that.
Bleed.
Right. Dax had a pretty hard bump. I was like, he's legit hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah, you're referring when he went off the top and hit his leg, went on the on the
apron. Yeah,
he wasn't. He wasn't moving around
for a while. Yeah. So, and it happened like right as somebody was coming in too. So, he was able to sell it really good, because that shit would have happened earlier, it would have been bad.
And they had some sloppy spots inside of it, but I'm not going to knock them for that, because they're the ones out there doing it. It's just some stuff, like the one spot with Sammy Guevara when he was trying to, go over the ropes, and he fell around his face, and then they had the one Hope spot with Warlock or Warlow, and
when he almost fell.
Yeah.
So that shit was almost bad.
And dude, the fucking commercials.
Oh, now see, here's where we disagreed at, because I was like that's not a big of a knock for me, but you were like, no, they need to keep this shit commercial free. To me, I was like, as long as I can see it, I'm fine.
Bro.
As long as I can see what was going on, I'm fine.
Okay, bro, really?
Yeah, I was okay with it.
That shit, like every couple minutes, we're gonna do picture in picture. I'm like,
you know what? Around the fourth time that they did that shit, I was like, okay, this is getting played out.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like you should have dedicated. This is one thing I will give WWE credit for. Okay, when they do an NXT special, they'll say this whole hour is commercial free.
Right.
That whole match should have been commercial free.
It should have been.
There's no point of having commercials during War Games. Period. You're right.
You're right. To me, though, I was like, I get it. I get how anybody can knock that shit. But for me, I was just like, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, we got more to be mad at that happened.
Yeah. Trust me. So throughout all of this, who's your star of this match?
The MVP of this match?
Yeah.
I got to give props to Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, definitely. That was my pick too.
Yep.
He showed his ass last night. If anybody became a star out of that match, it's Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, Sammy Guevara did his thing. If I had to pick a number 2 that went out there and really did his shit, I'm gonna probably have to say Wardlow was another one.
You know what? And I gotta apologize. Because coming into this match, I was like, they got to get Shawn Spears the fuck out of here. And last night, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, all right. I'll stick with him.
Yeah.
He showed me something last night.
I told you.
He shocked me last night. I was like, okay, you're good. You're good. I get it. I'll stick with you, my guy. My apologies for hating on you like that.
They all did a good job.
They did. Everybody in this match worked their asses off.
Absolutely.
And to the point where I was like, when all 10 men were in the ring, I was like, fuck, they gotta have a match now. Cause everybody went hard shit before it was an actual match. I was like, okay, this is great. This is really good.
Yeah, it was. Now, let's go ahead and just get it out of the way.
All right. So a man named Vincent Kennedy McMahon once said, the finish is all they will remember.
Correct. Remember last night after this happened, and I was going through some War Games matches. Because when you made that comment to me on Facebook, you said they'll only remember the finish.
Yep.
And I was like, you're right. War Games 97, the finish, the end of the horse. NWO killed the Horseman right there in their own backyard. Ric Flair basically got his head smashed with the steel cage by Kurt Hennig. That's the finish, remember. Bad Blood in Your House. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. What do you remember about the first Hell in a Cell match between those two?
Kane.
You remember the entrance of Kane.
Yep.
The entrance of Kane in the storyline. What do you remember about the Montreal Screwjob? The fucking Screwjob.
The finish.
What do you remember about Hogan versus Sting, Starrcade 97? The fucking finish.
The fucking finish.
The botch. So, when we look back at AEW, Blood and Guts, aka War Games, I'm always going to remember when Chris Jericho took that bump off the top Rikishi style and took some cardboard and some crash pads down below. Your thoughts?
Horrible. I thought it was horrible.
The idea was fine.
It was good.
The spot was wrong. The angles, the camera should not have been all up in that shit.
No. You could have. So the angle that they showed before he was pushed, right?
Yeah.
Stay at that fucking angle. That was the best angle because it was showing, and right when they showed it, I was like, oh, he's gonna fall through that shit.
Right.
And you knew what was gonna happen.
Yes.
Just stay at that angle and have him push him off.
Right.
And you would have been great. You'd have been great. Stay at that angle, have him push him off. Oh my God, show over. Leave. I was like, oh man, no.
Yeah. You saw it. You saw it right there.
No. What are you doing?
You saw the cardboard stage shit they had there. I'm like, this is not good. This was that.
No, this is bad.
If they had stopped the match at the top, where they were at with MJF and that spot never happened, I would say, good job.
Yep.
But they had to do that spot. And I'm like, geez, could there have been anybody else that could have taken a crazy bump? Because you took Sammy Guevara's ass and, like, threw him off the cage like they did, like Mike Awesome did Canyon in WCW when he threw him on the stage.
Yeah.
Could you have done something similar to when the Undertaker chokeslammed JBL through the limousine? It's something crazy, or the bump McFoley took through the ring.
Yep.
Could we do something like? Could we have done something like that? But to do the spot they did and to show up from the camera angles that they did, it fucked it all up. And that's what we were about Blood and Guts. They, even though, hey, congratulations to them though. They were number one. And
number one.
Team 49 graphic, they were number one. And that's all that matters. I know the rating came back and the rating was a 1.09. I get it. Wasn't one of their high shows, but that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that 1849 did. That's it.
Now I will give them that because they performed well in that demographic. So that speaks volumes about the promotion and everything they put into leading up to this match for them to get that rating.
Right.
For me, though, that finish, it took a little bit away. It didn't take much away, but it took away from what that match could have been. Because
you got to remember something, though, man. They're still reeling from the fact that damn ring didn't explode at Revolution.
Yep.
So to come back with another special.
A dud. It was a dud.
It was a dud. That finish was a fucking dud. Any way we try to spin it, any way we try to look at it, it was a bad.
It was bad.
Bad one.
That shit was bad. I was like, and I feel for him. I feel for him because that's two great matches that the finish just fucked up, and there's no other way to put it.
And that was all. And that was it. It was just it was the finish.
Yeah.
That was the problem with the match. It was finished. The War Games match itself, they told a good story, and it built up. That was good. Everything else, not so much.
Right.
And it was that finish. But
right.
One of the other things that we overlooked during the Blood and Guts special was I actually liked the Scorpio Sky Ethan Page promo.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love it.
Down the stairs. I'm there. So I guess Scorpio Sky is completely done with SCU, huh?
I think so because those two are wrestling to retirement. So I think they are done. He's done with them. Another good thing that I liked was Miro. Because Miro came out and cut a good promo. Yeah,
I guess they're going to start now treating him seriously. But, I mean, how many guys, though, honestly, man, how many guys have we seen in AEW that get these start and stop pushes? I mean, look what happened with Lance Hoyt. Same thing.
Right.
What Jake brought him in to get, to go after Cody, and that didn't really go anywhere.
Right.
And they got to work on some of these things. And I guess
they got to be consistent with it because they do have a lot of talent.
Right.
But they do have to have a consistent, and I hate to say it, but Darby has been a consistent champion. People are going to hate that, but he's been consistent.
He's working his ass off.
He's working.
He's working his ass off, and he's one of the. He is one of the, I would say, originals of AEW. Just because he got that look over. Once they start having him do his entrance, when they get back to touring, when he used to ride the skateboard down.
Oh, he's gonna be over as fuck.
That's gonna be over, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be over as fuck. So you know who shocked me? That was even Orange Cassidy with that crowd. Like Orange is over. You
I'm
can't.
not he's not over. He's over, but I'm just you ain't world championship material over.
Material, yeah, I get that. But is that a case of AEW listening to the fans though? Because he's fucking over. I don't care if he's over, he's over.
If AEW is really listening to the fans, all right, and I consider myself an AEW fan,
right?
Fucking push the Varsity Blondes.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, you're right.
Junior over there, fucking push the guy.
You're right. Because, and I don't know, man. I really want crowds to get back in so you know who's over and who's not.
Hey, the crowd sang Jericho's song last night. They were over.
Yeah.
Speaking of songs and music, don't you think it would be in AEW's best interest, honestly, to hire Jim Johnson?
Jim Johnson from WWE Glory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
he's pissed off right now.
Yeah, he says that they've never contacted him at all.
I don't know why.
Why would you? The generic ass. That's another thing we got to touch on right quick. Because I was just thinking about it. So they finally gave Roman Reigns a new theme song. Have you heard it?
I don't like it.
It does not fit.
I do not like it. Nope, it don't.
It's a cool song for somebody else.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It don't fit. It doesn't fit Roman to me. It has to grow on me. They're gonna have to tweak it or something. Because I was going through all the WWE's music the other night on their YouTube channel. I like Apollo Cruz's new theme song. That was pretty good. I like Keith Lee's old song, Windless. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But it's like Jim Johnson says. It's like these guys need music that's going to make them look like superstars. If they don't have that, AEW, they don't have that. They don't even
That's
have that.
because they're letting them pick their own shit.
No, it's just they got some guy that's doing their music that used to do music, I guess, and might have done some music in MMA or some shit. They got him doing their music, and I'm like, look, man, you don't have any music over there that when the song hits, you know exactly who the fuck it is, other than John Moxley or Chris Jericho or Omega or Young Bucks. Okay, those are examples that when their music hits who they are. The other guy, they're coming out to shit. Jim Johnson. Jim Johnson can create music that can make these guys look like superstars or bigger than life. He did it in WWE with Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Mr. McMahon. He wrote No Chance in Hell, the lyrics to that, because he was pissed at Vince. That whole song.
So they got to bring that guy in. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that whole song, No Chance in Hell, is in the lyrics to No Chance in Hell, is because he was pissed with Vince McMahon about something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So bring him in. Fucking bring him in. I don't know what you're waiting on.
I don't know.
Well then, that's just retarded.
You can't do that. You can't say the R word.
I'm not speaking about persons, but a situation. This is a disclaimer on behalf of that podcast. We do not.
You're offending me.
Cancel me. Shit.
Yeah, you're gonna get canceled out there, dude.
It's not smart. Bring him in. Bring the guy in.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. All right. Any parting shots you got?
Yeah. Bill Miller's barbecue here in San Antonio, Texas sucks ass.
Are you making it a point to say they suck? Okay.
Yeah. If you want some bland ass barbecue, take your ass over to Bill Miller.
You're not still eating there, are you?
Hell no.
All right.
I learned.
I'm just checking. Don't be eating that shit if it's bland. Then you're just doing yourself a disservice.
Right. Shit.
Oh shit. But on my front, I'm gonna go watch this Dark Side of the Ring with Brian Pillman. Pretty excited about it. They talked about it on the radio this morning. So.
Hey, is it part 1 or part 2?
It's part 1 tonight.
Hey, I watched it every day on YouTube. It's great. I would also tell you to check out the Brawl for All episode. That's a good one too. Because they have Bart Gunn.
Oh shit! They covering that?
Yeah, they already did. They already covered it. It's on YouTube. I'll send you the link.
Send me that shit.
Yeah, and I'll send you the one to Pillman one too. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, send me that shit. I want to watch that one.
Yeah, I've been trying to get the wife to watch it. You know, the Brawl for All one. You know, but you know how that goes.
Dude, that was a crazy ass time.
There was, and it's like Jim Ross said, I want to watch that shit. It's the one fucking event nobody got over.
I want to watch that shit. Yeah. Send me the link to that shit.
I got you.
All right, folks. This is the show. This is Wrestling with My Thoughts for this week. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed us halfway burying blood cuts. Not really the show, just the finish. It was an awesome show, but the finish was fucking horrible. So hopefully, y'all enjoyed the discussion. Tune in next week. We'll be back with another episode. Until then, have a great week. Have a great weekend. We'll see y'all next week. Be easy.
This is going to be fun to watch.
This is Wrestling with My Thoughts.